We back. Roll intro.
Now, who's hot, who not? Tell me who rock, who sell out in the stores. You tell me who flop, who cop the blue drop, who jewels got blocks, who mostly Dolce down to the blue top. The same old pimp, Mace, you know ain't nothing changed but my limp. Can't stop till I see my name on the blimp. Guarantee a million sales, call it level up. You don't believe in Harlem World, nigga, double up. We don't play around, it's a bet, lay it down. Niggas didn't know me 91, bet they know.
Okay, so before we get into this reaction, massive shout out goes to and yes, you are the MVP. Hey, yo, check it. So we're back with another Rage Against the Machine reaction, and this one will be Guerrilla Radio. But before we dive into this, please remember to run up the likes on that like button, match the energy of that subscribe button, and hit that post notification bell so you can be down every time I drop a video. So anybody who's been following me, you already know how I feel about Rage Against the Machine, and you know how dope I think that they are. So we're going to skip all the semantics and the pleasantries and dive right into this reaction. Okay, so I already know that this symbolism already means something. For some reason, I feel like this is giving me like sweatshop or something. Woo! Come on. Okay, so already right here, you already know they about to kill it. Like, I just love each and every one of their like stage presence and just their confidence and just being able to know that you can tell that their execution is always on point. They remind me of like a well-oiled machine, no pun intended to their name, but they are just so confident and just so cohesive and together. But let's get back into it. Ooh, come on. Okay, see, this is what I love about Rage Against the Machine, but also I guess it could be a negative, but not a negative for them, but a negative for me, because I feel like when I listen to their music, I can't watch like an official music video when I first listen to them. They are the type of group where you have to listen to like you have to look at a lyric video and then you have to dive into the actual visuals, because the things that they speak about are so complex and complicated that you could hear it like that you are reading like history books, that you really have to almost try to pay attention and almost forget about the other things that's going on, because you could get so swept and so sidetracked by what they're talking about, because you're so caught up in the visuals. But for me right now, it seems like what they're speaking of is like basically demonopolizing what the government's control, because the government always has their hand in everything. Like, they have total control of everything. And for me, the message is like basically breaking that monopoly that the government has, not over just people, but just over the just over society in general, the way business operates, just everything. Because at some point in time, it's almost like we're like plants, like we're like puppets, like little marionette dolls being controlled on strings at times, and the government is basically the puppet master, and like we're just all under the government's control. And I feel like anytime like Rage Against the Machine speaks about an issue, they're speaking about eliminating and eradicating that monopoly that the government has such a stronghold on the American people, if that makes sense. Let's get back into it. Oh, okay. So was he talking about like a famous court case at that part? Because he starts speaking about a trial and everything. Somebody let me know in the comments below because I feel like that's significant. Like I always say, I love the way that they rap because I feel like you just miss certain things and you have to rewind it and take it back. Like it's just crazy, like how mind blowing, intelligent they are, intellectual they are. Let's get back into it.
Sound off. When we are quite be free. Who got 'em? Yo, check the federal file. All you pet devils know the trial was filed. All your pigs try to silence my style. I'm more like the box. It's my radio.
They do be tripped. They did seem like they tried to silence Rage Against the Machine though.
Turn that up, lights out. Guerrilla Radio. Turn that up, lights out. Guerrilla Radio. Turn that up, lights out. Guerrilla Radio. Turn that up.
Yeah, I don't know why. This is giving me like sweatshop type of vibes. Playing people minimum with like wages that are unlivable just to create a mass product. So you can pocket all the profit. Especially because I always digging in his hands. Like digging in his pants, excuse me. And then you have the little girl right there and then the arm grabbing her. Like that's gotta be symbolic.
To start somewhere.
Oh, I like that.
It has to start sometime. What better place than here? What better time than now?
Woo! Yeah. And see, that's what I was saying. Now I felt like they were basically singing about, and performing about us being like industry plants and being robots. Like, well, it's robots in here, but I said marionette dolls or puppets because, like, it's almost like we're wired and programmed a certain way to think, how to live, how to breathe, and how to maneuver in this life because of the government's hand and its stronghold over us. And like, that's what I'm getting. Like, the message is for this Guerrilla Radio, where we're being basically there's propaganda that's feeding us to be wired a certain way. And that's what I feel like Rage Against the Machine is getting at. If I'm following this correctly, like I said, I wish I would have been looking at the lyrics instead of the video. But that's what I'm getting. Let's finish this out. Woo! That was fire. I like that. See, Rage Against the Machine just gets it. They get music and they just know how to kill it. Like, I don't see anybody touching them when it comes to speaking about social and political issues that affect our climate, even back then, and still things that still affect us now. Like, they killed it. So Rage Against the Machine with Guerrilla Radio. I definitely like this because I shouldn't even say like, because like is such an underwhelming term. I loved it. I thought that they did a phenomenal job, especially expressing themselves. Like I said, I felt like Guerrilla Radio represents the propaganda that we're fed through mass media. That's basically utilized to control us and master manipulate us as human beings and as consumers to live the way that the government wants us to live. Like, they are practicing like this coding like type of vibe, like with anything that would have to do with the technical issues of like computers, and they're rewiring us, aka robotics, like just like what you would do with like a robot, like control them, like have them under your thumb, under your control. Marionette dolls, have them attached to strings so you can sit there and control them the way that you want them to be controlled, the way that you want them, what you want them to do, and just how to act. And I feel like that's what Rage Against the Machine is getting at, and I love their way to sit there and like go against the grain, and their confidence, and not to be silenced, not to let the government silence them or just let anybody silence them to try to intimidate them. I love how daring they are, and when I mean daring, like they're just daring. I dare you to go, I dare you to make it, I dare you to win, I dare you to sit there and tell me I can't do what I want to do, because they are rebels. They are honest rebels. Like, if I had to sit there and classify them, they are rebels, and they go against the grain. They're not capitulating to what people or the industry or the machine wants them to be. That hence their name, Rage Against the Machine. They're raging and going and protesting the machine, aka the government, of what they want us to aspire to be and how they want us to live our lives. I thought that they did a phenomenal job with Guerrilla Radio, and I feel like this should be like one of their most popular songs or like one of their best songs because I definitely loved it. I loved the execution from beginning to end. I thought that they did an absolutely phenomenal job with it, and they got the message across, at least for me. I hope I got the general message of this track. If I didn't, please let me know in the comments and correct me, or just let me know what you thought of it. But with that being said, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm not going to rate this because, like I always say, it's sacrilegious to rate Rage Against the Machine at this point, because I would have to repent. I would have to go to my nearest parish, pick a priest, sit in a confessional, and confess all my sins, because that would be a sin to sit there and rate them. Like, they are absolutely phenomenal, absolutely amazing, and you can't get any better than this. So this was my reaction to Rage Against the Machine, Guerrilla Radio. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. And with that being said, please remember to be safe out there. Remember to stay awesome, be awesome, because you guys are all awesome. This is your boy Mark, and I'm signing off. Deuces. Peace.